License plate readers, face recognition systems, radiation detectors. What you're looking at is the command center of what the NYPD calls its Lower Manhattan Security Initiative. Information pours into these analysts from over 1,000 cameras.
The NYPD's Ring of Security in Lower Manhattan is the most advanced surveillance system in the nation.
Beginning in 2005, the New York Police Department commenced development on the Lower Manhattan Security Initiative, a concept and applied design for a counter-terrorism security modelled on the London's Ring of Steel. The New York Police Department security design is a mixture of officer attendance, territory recognition, contingency preparation, and a calculated distribution of department assets. The LMSI was created to guarantee the protection and the well-being of New York City's population and resources, and to prevent, discourage, and detect possible terrorist attacks. The LMSI is an integrated security approach that incorporates the appearance of law enforcement and a vast system of counter-terrorism technologies, involving a significant dependence on closed-circuit television devices, license plate readers, and chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear indications. Following 2008, the LMSI was operated by the Lower Manhattan Coordination Center, and following 2010 has expanded into Midtown Manhattan, organizing the region of 500 underground cameras within Times Square's Penn Station and Grand Central Station. The CCTV devices affiliated to the LMSI are linked to a distinct system and are designed to support law enforcement to recognize and detect terrorists setting up, as well as organizing for an attack, evaluate questionable activities, decrease instant reaction periods, and establish a universal technology infrastructure for security surveillance. Allegedly, there are over 1,300 CCTV devices functioning within the region, and there are a proposal for a sum of 3,000 functioning CCTV devices to be situated around Midtown and Lower Manhattan in the future. In addition, select cameras are to be equipped with cutting-edge video analytic operating systems. When completely set up, the analytics will offer a quality leading-edge capabilities such as the capacity to notify law enforcement in actual time to possibly questionable items of activities involving unusual packages, activity in prohibited regions, and suspicious loitering, and it allows law enforcement to inspect numerous cameras at the same time to reclaim matters of interest. The New York Police Department, other public departments, and the private sector share control of and/or admission to the camera system, as well as oversight of the device's application and monitoring. The LMSI also makes use of license plate readers and air quality observers that are both portable and immobile. The instruments are pointed at automobile crossings containing the Brooklyn Battery, Holland, Lincoln, and Queens Midtown tunnels. All things considered, Lower Manhattan is protected with both overt as well as covert security measures. Overt security measures in position consist of uniformed patrol devices, police outfitted in tactical equipment and heavy artillery, vehicular security barriers, numerous physical security constructions as well, such as bollards, fencing, as well as road stoppages or limitations. Covert security tactics consist of the LMSI, as outlined earlier, and considerable dependence on undercover, naturally dressed detectives who work inside the NYPD's counter-terrorism as well as intelligence projects. Preceding the 9/11 attacks, conventional policing tactics that concentrated on crime prevention and deterrence influenced security processes in Lower Manhattan. Even though the World Trade Center was attacked in 1993, conventional policing tactics still dominated inside Lower Manhattan. Nevertheless, following the 9/11 attacks, policing operations started to change. Although conventional policing procedures and tactics were never discarded following 2001, the NYPD's policing operations not only extended to involve a focus on counter-terrorism, but also involved further priorities for crisis reduction in addition to recovery. Following 9/11, the NYPD has assumed an integrated security approach that incorporates officer presence, circumstantial recognition, contingency preparation, and the calculated distribution of department assets for deterrence objectives. The NYPD tactically posts uniformed detectives, both in regular uniform and outfitted in tactical equipment, and ordinary attire detectives around Lower Manhattan, concentrating on the extremely susceptible regions neighbouring the World Trade Center location, Wall Street, and the Center Street Courthouse. The uniformed detectives not only exhibit an evident presence of safety in the region, but the undercover detectives, as well as the uniformed detectives, also collect data for the NYPD's Intelligence Division and Counterterrorism Bureau. Collectively, with the large-scale CCTV network, which is an essential segment of the LMSI, these approaches permit law enforcement to discourage both conventional criminal risks and possible terrorist activities, and raise their circumstantial understanding around the region. Although security has risen in most cases within Lower Manhattan following 9/11, there are specific regions around which there are various levels of significant security. These regions are the World Trade Center location, Wall Street, and the Center Street Courthouse. The World Trade Center location is protected with an assortment of security measures containing fencing, cameras, private security escorts, law enforcement, and admission limitations to both pedestrians and automobiles. Security measures all over Wall Street comprise of strategic law enforcement presence, CCTV devices, and numerous target toughening measures such as fencing, bollards, traffic limitations to automobiles, together with state-of-the-art in-ground turnstiles. Moreover, several financial businesses positioned on or nearby Wall Street have put into action numerous private security measures, and these security groups work in collaboration with one another and the New York Police Department. The region encompassing the Center Street Courthouse is also significantly defended, generally by law enforcement, and is a prohibited area to automobiles. Over time, the security environment has adjusted from a militaristic specified and supremely noticeable design into a more technologically centered and aesthetically gratifying approach. The adjectives that residents have adopted to illustrate the security atmosphere in Lower Manhattan shortly after 9/11 include rigid, restrictive, and unattractive. The dependence on the distinguishable presence remains essential to the NYPD's security approach. Nevertheless, it has grown into a less invasive and more modernized and integrated into the environmental structure of Lower Manhattan. Nevertheless, while these security areas are still noticeable and compromising the public domain, other cities can take discoveries from this investigation and analyse their own neighbourhoods. The research given here provides a warning to other cities facing security threats, but which are not prepared to lose the openness they treasure. It provides a strategy for operating an inventory of the public domain and puts in a stark relief of the repercussions of unabated security areas, being a reduction of public space.